when all that flooding happened over this way, a lot of stuff got washed out, and there's a lot of people got flooded that lived up in here. They actually declared this part of Leslie County a national disaster.
Folks, it's more than a shirt. It's an actual place. Are you certain of that?
Yeah, it's Hell for Certain. That's the name of it, Hell for Certain, Kentucky.
Right up that road. And you say it's a long road.
Yeah, it's a very long road up through there.
All righty.
So,
Well, we'll get a little video of it and go up just to say that we've been to Hell for Certain.
yeah, actually one of my best friends that I went to high school lives up in Hell for Certain. We passed her house I showed you all.
Yeah.
Are you certain that's where she lives?
Well, we've had a time just running around, kicking around in Hyden, Kentucky.
Yeah, we sure have. We had fun.
That's for sure. With you showing us around. We appreciate it.
Hey guys, we're sorry we're not going to be able to show you a Hell for Certain road sign right here on the side of the road. But Jennifer tells us as soon as they put a new one up, somebody swaps it as a souvenir. You can tell by the picture you're looking at right now that that sign in the picture is brand new, and it probably didn't last very long after they put it up. And we're going to go for a little ride up Hell for Certain. Now, how the place got its name, the story, which I don't know how accurate it is, but that's the story I read on the internet, said a traveling pastor got turned around in the woods and got lost one summer. And when he finally got out, and they asked him where he'd been so long, he said, I don't know, but I've been to Hell for Certain. So, you know, that's the story how it got its name. So we'll take a ride up here and see if it resembles Hades. So far, I think it's pretty.
It sure is nice out today, isn't it?
It
There's some pretty houses up in here.
Are you certain?
I'm pretty certain. So yeah, I don't live too far from here, but so I get to travel these back roads sometimes when I need to or want to.
Look, it's rough.
It's very rough.
Yeah, there is some rough spots. Whenever there was some bad flooding and stuff that when all that flooding happened over this way, a lot of stuff got washed out, and there's a lot of people got flooded that lived up in here. They actually declared this part of Leslie County a national disaster, and they had FEMA out in here not long ago. So, I mean, a lot of people, when they think about flooding, and they think that it's just flooding down like close to creeks and stuff too, and that's true, but also like there's a lot of backwash that comes off of these mountains, and like in front of my house it looked like waterfalls coming down. So when all the rain fell and it was coming down these mountains, I mean, it was making streams, and it was washing out roads and people's driveways, and people that lives like on the sides of the mountain. You got to think they live beside of a mountain, so that all that water has to come somewhere. So it was coming down and it was going underneath people's houses and making some erosion, and there was you know, when that happens, sometimes, like, you know, your foundation and stuff, sometimes there's things that happens with your foundation, and it can cause a lot of issues, and septic tanks, and yeah. Now that place over there, like, I think they're supposed to be putting I'm not completely for sure. I don't know if they
had some washout there.
Yeah, they had washout there, but I also think that they've been logging there, and I don't know if it's true or not. I heard somebody say that they were going to try to put a house up in there, but I mean, it's possible. Yeah. You got to have a really good car, truck, SUV, something, 4-wheel drive to get up that road, that's for sure.
Helicopter.
Maybe a helicopter, yeah.
You can see
some
the
horses.
Flooding.
Need some big Clydesdales to get up in there.
Like this is destroyed.
Yeah, so right here, like, there's a lot of wash. See, like, the mountains coming down. That's from all the water that was coming, the backwash that was coming down out of these mountains and stuff, and causing a lot of flood, a lot of issues. But it's really beautiful.
It really is.
It's really pretty. Because I would love to have at least a piece of property up here, or something like a cabin, or that's just me. I would love to go off grid.
You certainly would be up here, and can you imagine how dark it would be if you didn't have lights?
Yeah.
See the stars get up here a bit.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things that I like living
Yes,
in the
that's what I
country
love.
is that I like to be able to go outside and actually look at the stars.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. That right there would be a pretty little place. It's got a wraparound.
There is a lot of people lives up here.
Yeah, there is. I kind of like that place down there. They got their own little off-grid thing and garden going on, and some little orchard and stuff.
You sure could have some country living up here.
That's making some cornbread type. Grow you some green beans and type stuff there.
Oh yeah.
I think those are apple trees right there. They've got them a little apple orchard going down their driveway.
Well, one thing I know for certain, it's beautiful.
There's a lot of beautiful places
People's getting
in
their
southeastern
gardens.
Kentucky.
People's getting their garden tilted up.
Yeah, I've got to get. I'm making me a couple little resin garden beds myself. There's nothing better than fresh tomatoes.
Oh yeah, that and green beans.
can't get 'em.
Oh my goodness.
You can't get them out of the store like that. And then green tomatoes and fried green tomatoes. My kids love fried green tomatoes.
Oh yes. Now you got me hungry, Jen.
That's some good eating right there.
Oh, that's
fresh green beans.
That's eating. That's good.
Cornbread, some sliced tomatoes out of the garden, an onion.
Oh girl.
Yes, and my grandmother, she used to make this stuff, and she had it in this little. It was like a little jar thing, and she would take vinegar and she would put like hot peppers in it.
Chow chow?
No, it was just a vinegar. It was like a liquid. And she would cut the hot peppers in it, and it was the best stuff to put over like greens, fresh mustard greens and green beans if you like something real like spicy.
Yeah.
And I remember her always making that, and she kept it for me because I love spicy hot stuff. So
Oh my.
she would always make that, and she would always put that over her greens and over her mustard greens and like her fresh green beans that she got out of the garden. And it was really good. So I think somewhere up through here is where that little house is. That some of the frontier nurses, the midwives, they used to stay, and now the midwives come, a lot of those like from Mary Breckenridge, they come over from England because people here. Oh, there's Miranda's house.
Hey Miranda.
Hi Miranda. She might kill me.
You're on camera.
You're on camera, Miranda. She was one of my best friends when I went to school over here. Anyway, so people here had large families, and so the midwives, they come over. First one was Mary Breckenridge, and they come over from England. And right here is that little house, I believe.
Okay.
Right here it is. So I think this is one of the little houses that, like, one of the midwives and some of the people that come over here to help with the people in this region, because it was poor. And I do remember a story that my grandmother always told me. She had 13 children herself, and some of the midwives actually come for dinner to her house, and they were completely surprised about how much food she had. And they didn't have running water or electricity or any of that, but she farmed, and that was one of the things that she did. And she always had plenty of food because they worked really hard at their little homestead. Now, actually, where the homestead is and was, it turned into mostly Daniel Boone Forest now. So, but this place right here symbolizes a lot of for me, I think there was a lot of families that had multiple children, and these midwives come over from England to help the mothers have their babies and make it easier for them. Oh my gosh, look at the steps going up, and then there's a little place that goes into that cave. I wonder who owns that place, because I'm gonna like to ask. It'd be cool to come back and actually go up in there and check that out, because I'd definitely go there.
Oh, yes.
I'll go up in there. I'll climb in right up in there.
I'll let you go first, though.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll just.
Not in my high heel shoes, though.
If I was a betting person, you know, inside like that cave, it's probably a lot cooler. So they could probably have put food or something to store it, like food or any kind of storage in there, and it would have made like a makeshift refrigerator or something. Maybe. You think? Yeah. So I believe that they had a clinic in this little house right here for a while. And what's sad about it is, you know, it's an older house, but they had some flooding, so the flood kind of moved, the water moved the house around. Now, won't you look at that horse? Yeah. I would love to have somewhere to put a horse like that. I love horses.
I can see the flood got the house.
Yeah, so all this, you know, a lot of this stuff got flooded. And look at that pretty house. A lot of this right here, this was all flooded. It went over, from what I can understand, the water had actually went over this bridge.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that horse, that blonde one is really pretty. I'd love to be able to take that horse for a ride. Because I don't know, I used to ride horses when I lived in Florida though. Like my mom, her friend actually owned a horse farm. And so in the summertime, I would go and ride horses at her while she was at work. She worked at a nursing home. Her and her friend was nursing.
Oh, looky here. You need to get some video of this. I wonder if there's any bears in that.
I don't know, but I ain't gonna go stick my head in there to find out if there's any bears in there. Y'all, I believe I'm gonna cook me something first. I want some soup for supper. I think I'm gonna make me some soup and grilled cheese. What y'all gonna do for supper?
Considering what time it is, probably go hungry. We got to thank Jennifer for showing us that. We would have never found this, and we'd have been like the preacher if we did. We wouldn't have knew where we was at anyway. So, you know.
I would probably been like that preacher and been like, yeah.
I didn't know where I was. I'm not sure where I was at, but I was in hell for certain. You know, that story is so crazy, it just might be true.
May have. Most definitely.
But yeah, we definitely found places in Leslie County that we wouldn't have found otherwise.
It is beautiful. It is very beautiful up here. I see why Jennifer wants to build a house up here.
Yeah, I want me a little cabin.
That's it. That's what I want.
I wish we had more time. I'd show you some more places, but we about lost daylight today.
Oh, we're going to get back together with you.
Girl.
If there's a back road, I know where it's at.
That's good.
That's definitely me.
You're a country girl.
Back road anthem.
Yep.
I'd like to get me a side-by-side. This would be fun, just to ride the side-by-side down through here.
We sure do.
Funny true story. So here's the funny true story. My best friend, at one time when she first started driving, she somehow convinced her mom that, you know, it was okay for her to drive even though she just had a permit. So we decided we were going to go. Back in the day, they went cruising in Barville. Well, anyways, while they were she can't really drive very well. I'm just going to tell you. So we decided we were just going to go cruising anyways. And you know, when you cruise around the little strip, it used to be a thing. And she actually pulled in somewhere, and she couldn't back the car up. And so we had to get these guys to back us up and get us back on the road so we could still cruise around the circle. True story. It's funny.
Well,
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'll never forget that as long as I live. But she can drive very well now, so, you know, teenagers, they do some things.
No. Teenagers don't do crazy stuff.
never.
Never.
Lord's certainly with us when we're teenagers, that's for sure.
That is true.
Because we say we're going to be one place, we'll be somewhere else. We wasn't supposed to be. Getting us out of situations we shouldn't be in when we're that young.
Yeah, my grandmother must have done double time praying.
Yeah, we think about all the stuff we got into, and then when we have kids, we're like, yep, I know. Well, you know, yet thinking, well, they're probably into something. They probably ain't really supposed to be. Your mind goes crazy.
Yeah, that's true. So look how high look how high we're up.
I know,
Look down
it's
over there.
looking at
That's
it.
really pretty though. Check that out. The strings.
Down there. Way down.
You know, this would be great for like somebody who wanted to come out and do like some survivalist.
Oh yeah.
Take
Come up here and
take
camp.
a tent out.
Yeah, come up here and camp.
Bigfoot hunters?
Bigfoot
Oh yeah, some
hunters.
Bigfoot hunters.
Yeah. And up here. If Bigfoot ain't up here, he ain't up here. If he's up here, you could find him. Right? If there's a Bigfoot, he would be up here.
Make sure you bring you some Slim Jims.
Yeah.
Slap it to a Slim Jim. Yeah, some extra beautiful places here.
Did you say that was Buckhorn Lake back in that one area?
Yeah, so when you go out and you take a left where we were at earlier, it'll take you down to one edge of Buckhorn Lake. Now that actually got flooded pretty bad. It was flooded for a while, and there was a lot of people couldn't even get.
I see that.
You can tell still where the water was up here.
Oh yes, I see.
Like down in here, you can see where all the water was
Oh
laying.
yeah.
So we're really close. So, and usually before the flooding, I mean, you can tell there's a lot of garbage and a lot of debris and stuff, but on the sides of the road, that's because the flood water was all up in here. So if you come up here and you take a left and go not that far, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, 7 miles, you'll be
That
straight
way's the
at,
lake, right?
yeah, you'll be going to the lake and Trace Branch. And I don't know if they've got it cleaned up yet, but the water was over the road up through here. You can actually get this shirt in downtown Hyden at the Hyden florist shop. It's right there on Main Street, and there's a lady that makes them, and it's really cute. They have a little boutique store in there, so they have different shirts and stuff. And some little lady makes this, so
Well,
if you want to call them up.
If you can get some contact information to us for that before we put the video out, we'll put the contact information in this video so you can certainly have a hail for a certain shirt.
Okay,
If
yeah,
that's what you want.
most definitely.
Hey guys, thank you for visiting
Hell
with
for
us.
certain.
With us.
A very
today.
isolated.
Yeah,
long
very
road.
isolated, and we was only able to video a little bit of it because we kind of got lost. Anyway, my wife and me did, not Jennifer. She knows her way around over here. But at any rate, thank you so much. What do we say at the end of these videos for certain? Bye.
Bye.
God bless you, folks.
Y'all
See
come
ya.
back now.